The Expedition 53 crew from Left Flight Engineer Alexander Misurkin of Roscosmos and Commander Randy Bresnik of NASA. Standing in the back from left are NASA astronauts Joe Wakaba and Mark Van Hey, Sergei Ryazanskiy of Roscosmos and Paolo Nespoli of the European Space Agency. Paolo Nespoli of the European Space Agency, left. Sergei Ryazanskiy of Roscosmos and Randy Bresnik of NASA pose for a photograph outside the Soyuz simulator. Expedition 5354 crew members from left: NASA astronaut Joe Wakaba, Roscosmos cosmonaut Alexander Misurkin and NASA astronaut Mark Van Hey. On Friday, July 28, 2017, Soyuz MS-05 left the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan aiming for the International Space Station. On Friday, July 28, 2017, the Soyuz MS-05 successfully defeated gravity, launching Expedition 52 crew members into orbit, headed for the ISS. From the ISS, Canada's aurora borealis glows beautifully. On the left, the station's main solar arrays are visible. Inside the Cupola Observatory, astronaut Joe Wakaba works with the backdrop of the Indian Ocean. Astronaut Paolo Nespoli uses the mobile procedure viewer to check the ISS system. Astronauts Ricky Arnold and Joe Wakaba complete a spacewalk. In preparation for their upcoming spacewalk, astronaut Joe Wakaba helps Randy Bresnik and Mark Van Hey through pre-walk exercises to prevent the bends. ESA astronaut Paolo Nespoli captured this nighttime image of the boot of Italy in southern Europe. On the International Space Station, NASA astronaut Mark Van Hey jogs on a treadmill. In the Destiny Laboratory module on the International Space Station, astronaut Mark Van Hey and Paolo Nespoli work on the combustion-integrated rack. Having some fun with balloon animals in space? A simple fresh lettuce leaf was enough to wake up our taste buds and make us feel like Earthlings again, European Space Agency astronaut Paolo Nespoli tweeted on October 28, 2017. The crew enjoyed fresh pickings of lettuce, cabbage and bazuna harvested from the Vegro-3 investigation. European Space Agency astronaut Paolo Nespoli holds a ribbon with flags from around the world to promote a new social artwork project called SPAC3, which aims to resolve global issues via a web platform in which contributors combine photos of themselves with photos taken from the ISS. The images are then combined into a dynamic, interactive mosaic. TKTK During a spacewalk on October 20, NASA astronaut Joe Wakaba worked on the new latching and effector at the Canadarm2 robotic arm outside the International Space Station. Full story: NASA astronaut and Expedition 53 flight engineer Mark Van Hey took the first spacewalk of his career on Thursday, October 5. He and CMDR Randy Bresnik spent almost 7 hours working outside the International Space Station to replace an aging hand at the end of the Canadarm2 robotic arm. In the Destiny Laboratory module, all 6 Expedition 53 crew members take a group portrait in their matching, space-themed Hawaiian shirts. On the International Space Station, NASA's Joe Wakaba uses the Space Linear Acceleration Mass Measurement device to figure his mass. Astronauts and Expedition 5253 crew members Paolo Nespoli of the European Space Agency and Randy Bresnik of NASA shake hands in space. NASA astronaut and ISS flight engineer Randy Bresnik takes photos of Earth from the cupola window. Hurricane Irma approaches Florida on September 9, 2017. In this view from the International Space Station by NASA astronaut Randy Bresnik. Expedition 5253 backup crew left to right: JAXA's Norshid Kanai, Roscosmos' Alexander Misurkin and NASA's Mark Van Hey take part in a traditional ceremony on July 18, 2017. As part of traditional pre-launch ceremonies, Expedition 5253 backup crew members partake in tea inside a tent at Baikonur Space Museum. Flight engineers, from left to right: Paolo Nespoli of ESA, Sergei Ryazanskiy of Roscosmos and NASA's Randy Bresnik, a walk toward the launch pad, preparing for the July 28 launch of Expedition 52. From inside the Soyuz MS-05, NASA's Randy Bresnik waits for technicians to complete a pressure suit check on his Russian Sokol suit. He and his fellow crew members Sergei Ryazanskiy of Roscosmos and Paolo Nespoli of ESA headed to the ISS on July 28 for a 4.5-month mission. At the Baikonur Space Museum, backup crew members for Expedition 5253 learn about the Soyuz rocket. In Baikonur, Kazakhstan, Expedition 5253 backup crew members take in a statue of Mikhail Ryazanskiy, space designer and grandfather of Sergei Ryazanskiy, prime crew member in Expedition 53. In preparation for launch up to the ISS for a 4.5-month mission, NASA's Randy Bresnik waits for a pressure suit check. Expedition 5354 crew members left to right. Joe Wakaba, Alexander Misurkin and Mark Van Hay pose for a photograph outside the Soyuz simulator ahead of their Soyuz qualification exams on August 31, 2017, at the Gagarin Cosmonaut Training Center in Star City, Russia. More pre-launch ceremonies leads JAX ace Norshid Khaniyat to sign a mural inside the Baikonur Space Museum. SS Nesbili participates in spacewalk training in preparation for Expedition 5253. Flight engineer Nesbili practices for his upcoming spacewalks with a technician. To get ready for the upcoming stay on the ISS, NASA's Randy Bresnik learns how to use the RoboTrack capture system at the Johnson Space Center. On the International Space Station, morning surrounds the crew with the beauty of Earth.